What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Y'all already know I gotta give a huge shout out to God for giving me this opportunity. Thank y'all to the Rich Gang family for showing up every day and bringing y'all support. And on top of all that, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Whoever wants to join the Rich Gang family and all are welcome, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button as well as be sure to drop a comment down below. Now, I got a very special, well-rounded Kevin Durant build. As you can see, it's going to come out to a two-way stretch glass cleaner. And this build, you're also going to be able to get over 100 badges, post-scoring takeover. So I'm telling you, this build is definitely going to be a very unique, and not to mention, it's going to be 6'10", y'all. A lot of people, when it comes down to making a Kevin Durant build, they always tend to go with 6'8" or even 6'9". I'm going to go with the real height of 6'10". Now let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy. Position you want to start with is going to be out of the power forward. Now, when it comes down to the height, the weight, and the wingspan, go with the height of 6'10". Just like I said earlier, 6'9" is okay, but you most definitely want to be able to get this build to be more like Kevin Durant when it comes down to the height. As for the weight, this is optional. I still want to keep some strength on this build as well, so I'm going to go with 234. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'4", just to keep that three-point shot above 80, and that is going to be perfect for me. The body shape that I like that's going to line up with KD is honestly going to be defined, especially with being 6'10". But now, once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of the badges as well as the stats, just be sure to follow along exactly as I show y'all so you can get the same build name as well as make this build exactly like KD. So this, first, when it comes down to the finishing, is all for badge purposes. I'm going to go with an 80 close shot, 75 driving layup, 75 driving dunk. When it comes down to the standing dunk, I'm going to go ahead and put this up to a 78. And then for the post control, I'm going to put this up to where we get 25 badges. And that's going to be at an 82. And that's going to be perfect for me, even though we do not have the threshold for unlocking the contact dunk animations. You're still going to be able to unlock contact dunks if you buy boost on this build, as well as really be specific on which takeover you pick. And on top of all that, if you run with a teammate that is going to have floor general, that is definitely going to allow you to still catch some bodies. And not to mention, but we do get 25 badges out of the finishing, which is very solid. Now, for the shooting, we're maxing out the mid-range and the three-pointer. Mid-range, of course, that's going to be an 86, three-pointer 80, and with boost, especially with your takeover added, really going to change up how this build is going to be able to shoot. But I feel like with 80 and up is definitely going to be something that we're going to be able to hit consistently with. As for the free throw, I'm going to go with the 68 because once you buy boost, this will be in the 70s. And with the takeover activated, going to make it even better. But as you can see, the badges that we so far did unlock for the finishing and the shooting are very solid when it comes down to the tiers that we do get. So, 50 badges so far. Let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. I'm going to go with the pass accuracy of 73. When it comes to the ball handle, I'm going to go with 72. And then, as for the speed with the ball, I'm going to bring this up to a 57. And right there, that's going to give us 16 playmaking badges. Very solid all around, especially when you look at what this build is going to be able to do on the offensive end. It does not lack anything anywhere, but however, if you do feel like going with 6'10 or 6'9, you definitely can switch it up to get more on the ball handle. But again, this is a 6'10 build that's literally going to be able to speed boost if you add the correct boost with it. Run with the right teammates that are going to have floor general, as well as be specific about which takeover you pick. Now that's going to leave us at 66 badges. Let's go ahead and get into the defensive end. Interior defense, put this to an 87. We're maxing out that perimeter defense at a 73. Steal, going to go up to a 74. Then when it comes down to the next three categories, you got to be very good with what you pick on these categories. You don't want to go too over to save some for the physicals. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, put that block to an 80. Then when it comes down to the rebounding, go also with an 80 offensive rebound. And then for the defensive, bring this up to a 91. And right there, we do get 29 badges. So if you want to go a step even further, go ahead and upgrade your offensive rebound, put it to an 88, and right there, I'm going to be able to get 31 badges, making it 97 in total. But if you add the +8, you're going to be able to get even more badges out of this build. So essentially, currently on this build, we do have 97 badges. Add the +8, that's going to be 105. And then from here, get one more badge for each and every extra season that you do complete. Now, that's going to be solid in my opinion. Let's go ahead and get into the physicals. Speed, going to go up to the max of 70. Acceleration, 67. Strength, going to be a perfect 70, so we're still going to be able to play big on this build. Vertical, up to a 75, and then when it comes down to the stamina, you can max this out at a 90 if you want to, or you can put whichever extra attributes that you have left over into the free throw, or possibly even into your stamina. But honestly, I like what this build is going to be able to do, holding it down on the defensive end for sure, especially with being 6'10". Then you're still going to be able to dribble, especially once you add boost on this build. As long as you have over a 70 ball handle, I have seen success being made with it. So again, it just comes down to the combos you're running as well as any type of tutorial that you follow. But I'm telling you, this is a really solid build, especially to play the big, because you're going to be able to do everything that any other build literally can do. You're going to be able to guard 1 through the 5, and especially on the inside, I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of success. So we got the sharpshooting takeover, also the rim protecting, glass cleaning, as well as the post scoring. All of these are really just going to come down to your own personal preference, but just remember, this comes down to your own playstyle as well as which area of the build you want to get a +10 to your attributes to. So I'm going to go with the shooting, definitely a KD type build with the sharpshooting, limitless range takeover. Then for the second, this really comes down to your personal preference and your playstyle. So with all the boosts taken into consideration, you really got some really good options to pick from. For me, I would really consider Stuff Blocks Takeover. That's the one I'm going with. And as y'all can see, we have made the KD Kevin Durant two-way stretch glass cleaner build. Now, we're just going to go ahead and take a quick look at what some of these attributes are going to be looking like once you get this build maxed out, as well as buying boosts and all that good stuff. So, remember, you get a +10 to your takeover for the sharpshooting. So essentially, we're at a 99 mid-range with boosts, and then also the same can be said for the 3-point shot if you're also running with a teammate that has floor general on Hall of Fame. However, for the defensive end, with boost taken into consideration, that's going to give us a 99 interior defense, defensive rebound, offensive rebound, and even a block. And that's with boost being added, as well as maxing this build out to its full potential. Now, for the perimeter defense, this is going to go somewhere up to the 90s. Then for the steal, this is going to go up as well. But however, for the finishing, remember, you're going to be able to buy boosts, so more of these stats are going to go from the 70s up to the 80s. Now, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the badges. I'm not going to hold y'all here too much longer. So there's going to be a couple badges that I start out with. First, Fearless Finisher on bronze, and then both silver, Slithery Finisher, as well as Limitless Takeoff. I'm also adding in Rise Up, Bronze Posterizer, Gold Back Down Punisher. Then the rest of the way, this comes down to your own set as well as your personal playstyle. I'm going to go with Pro Touch on Gold. And then from here, you also cannot forget about Gold Fast Twitch. Now for the last two, I would really go with Unstrippable just to be safe, and that's the way that I think about it. Let's go ahead and move on to the shooting now. So still a good amount of badges that we're going to be able to work with. I'm going to go with Silver Blinders and then Hall of Fame Sniper. Next one that I definitely feel like everybody should throw on is going to be Deadeye on silver. Now just to be safe, I'm going with Green Machine on bronze. Cannot forget about Hot Zone Hunter on the highest tier as possible. Then also with these next 7, it comes down to your playstyle, like I said, and also which game mode you would be running. So there's a couple of badges that you wouldn't need if you're running a 1v1 type, or if you're just going to be ISOing. So again, just be sure to take that into consideration. Let's go ahead and move on to the playmaking side of things. I'm going to start it off with silver unpluckable, bronze quick first step, as well as silver handles for days. Then I'm going with triple threat juke as well, then space creator, and then finally I'm going to leave on bullet passer on silver. Now let's go ahead and move on to the last category. For me, I would definitely have to say this can go about your own preference when it comes down to the defensive end. For me, I'm going with gold rebound chaser, silver rim protector, gold chase down artist, and then silver intimidator. I really like to run pogo stick. It's very helpful on the defensive end, especially for the 1v1 court. But then also pickpocket, I can say the same exact thing about it. And then for the last couple of badges, you can possibly go with Hall of Fame box if you want to. All you gotta do is just make some minor adjustments, and then you still have one more remaining badge left over. For me, I would have to say Tireless Defender is the badge that I would go with on bronze, and this is the setup that I would be running, y'all. As you can see, we're going to be able to maintain 31 defensive badges, 16 playmaking, 25 shooting, and again, 25 finishing. Shout out to God for giving me this opportunity. Shout out to the Rich Gang family for coming through like y'all always do. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, be sure to turn on post notifications. Hit that like button as well as drop a comment down below. Y'all know that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And again, I thank y'all for the support that y'all have been showing me every single day. Our next goal is 5,000 big supporters, and then we're moving on to the 10. So go ahead and hit that sub button. And man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.